Okay, so what we have seen, how to create the cookbook Apache. I'll just recap just in two sentence, right? So first, I have executed the knife command under my starter kit. Knife cookbook create Apache. So that is going to create cookbook Apache under my uh, chef starter folder. So this is my chef starter folder. This was my chef starter folder, and here I executed knife cookbooks create Apache, and this has created Apache directories and all the necessary directories for cookbooks, including templates, recipes directory, default files, everything. Now I added default.rb, index.html.rb in templates, everything we have done. Now the next part is we have to upload the cookbook to our chef server, right? Then only our node will read that cookbooks, right? It's not going to read from our workstation. We have to upload it to the chef server. Let's see how to upload. Before that, okay. So if I go to 05, go to nodes, right? I have one node. If I go to policy, right? There is no policy. Okay, there is Apache policy. Okay, it's 1 minute has changed. Huh. For my organization batch 005, there is no policy, right? Policy means so whatever we want to execute on the client, that's called as policy, right? Over here in the tab. Now let's upload. It's empty right now. Now let's see our how to upload this cookbook to our chef server, right? I'll go down now. Okay, upload. So the command is knife cookbook upload Apache. I copy it here. So knife cookbook upload Apache. I'm going to run it. So I'm going to run from my starter kit. Always, whatever you want to execute, you have to execute from your starter kit directory, right? The starter kit directory is chef repo right now. Knife cookbook upload Apache. So you see, it says uploading Apache 010, right? So it says uploading Apache recipe, sorry, Apache cookbook to our chef server, and the version is 010. So here's the thing, right? Whenever you haven't given any version, but the first initial version, it will pick up as a 010 for any cookbook. For any cookbook, the first version is going to pick is 010. Later point of time, we can keep changing it, we can keep adding it as per our need. I will come to that what that 010 version and architecture of that. I'll come to that point. So it is uploaded one cookbook. Let's see whether it's uploaded or not, right? If I refresh this policy, okay, now if I refresh this policy, I can see I have uploaded one cookbook. The current version is 010, right? If I go down, I can see the details about it, right? Version is 010. If I look at the content, right, I can see all the content. Let's say content, I want to see the recipe, right? Default.rb. You can see the content, right? This is what I have written: package Apache 2, service Apache 2, and template. If I go to template, I can see index.html.erb, right? Here you will be able to see the hello.world. It's still loading. So here you will be able to see the hello world, right? Hello world. This is what we have written in our index.html.erb, right? So this is what we have uploaded the Apache cookbook. Good. Now we have uploaded the Apache cookbook. We have written everything. Okay. Now what next? Can somebody tell me what is the next? Can I just go
Uh,
ahead and execute this
implement on the
cookbook
node.
on Node?
Yeah.
No. Remember, we cannot execute straight away. We have to add the run list. Remember, that's what we have done. As I said in the previous class. So
Run roadless.
whenever we create any cookbook or any Apache, it's not going to execute directly on the client. Even if we run Chef client on Node, it's not going to run this cookbook because it doesn't know whether this cookbook has to be run on this node or not. So we have to add this cookbook in the nodes run list. So run list is a runnable cookbook, runnable whatever you define, runnable list of runnable items for that particular node, right? So let's go ahead and create a run list for it, right? Now remember last time we didn't have node and all those things, so we just created a JSON file so that data can be passed to Chef Solo. Here we are actually going to add the run list, right? So how do we add the run list, right? So the addition of run list is knife node run list, right? So we are saying the knife command add, node run list add and then node name and then run list name, right? So knife node run list, we are saying knife run list of this particular node, the node name, add this run list recipe Apache 2, right? So I'm just going to copy paste this. I'll paste it for you also. I have some things to change.
Vishal, I have one word doubt.
Yeah.
Uh, Instead of we are using this Chef Cloud,
Uh-huh.
we are installing one server that is used as a server machine, right? If you are using or not.
Sorry.
Instead of using this Chef Cloud server, right? You are
Uh-huh.
using the Chef Cloud.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we have to install in one server. We are using the server as a central server like that.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Is it possibility as there or not?
No, no, I didn't get the question. So what is possible, right? Yeah, it is possible to have chef server. Yeah, that's what people do. Either they use the hosted chef, they pay over there, or they install the chef server in the premise.
Okay.
That's why yeah, I was telling yesterday, right? GitHub. People can go ahead and buy the GitHub licenses from Open GitHub, and they have a contract that they are not going to reveal any code or anything, right? But many of the organization they do not want to put their code or their thing in outside, right? Outside their premise. What they do, they buy the GitHub whole software and they run it within their premise. Similar way, if company is small they can take the hosted chef and all those things, but if company is large or big or they have something like it, they cannot keep anything out of their data center, they install the chef server. So similar way, right? How we configure chef, how we configure workstation, the same way there is a big task to configure your chef server. The chef server itself is a different task to install, right? So yes, that's a pretty much very common thing to install Chef Server on the premise. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I will copy it. Okay, I copied it. Right. So it's not day two. Okay. Change according to your wish. So right now my one minute my node was what was my node name? Okay, I will look at here. Node. Okay, my node was day three. Right. So I'm going to add day 3 node, right? So it says knife node run list at day 3. Remember, if I click on the node, It's empty. There's nothing, right? If I see the attributes, just attributes are there, but usually there's nothing over here, right? Now let's see if I run knife node run list at day 3. So I'm adding the run list. Okay, so here you see, right? Day 3 node, the run list for day 3 node has been added by recipe Apache. So recipe Apache is in day 3 node run list. So we are good. So this means it says um, day 3 is good and the run list contains a recipe Apache. Let me go ahead and have a look what it says, right? It says, right, run list. Earlier it was empty, remember? Now in run list it says Apache, right? Apache version 010. Now let's go ahead and log into the our node. Um, I will log in using my terminal itself. Just trying to see if it's already there in the log. Okay, so here it is. My No, it's not there. Let me leave it. So such, right? This was my node root 104, 154, 40 to 21, right? So I'm just going to log in there. 1 minute, and let me check this was the right one or not. I'm just going to my Google Cloud console just to verify what was the external IP for my node. Okay, in fact, I can see node here itself. The external, no, it won't show the external IP, it will show the internal IP. 10 to 40 017. Too slow. If, okay, yeah, this is the right host, right? Okay, now I have logged into the host. Now what I need to run? I need to run chef client command over here. So remember, chef client is the command which interacts between chef node and the server, right? Let me run the chef client command. So this is what our says, right? Run list is there. We have added run list, and now we are going to run chef client. If I run chef client over here, I will tell you the architecture for this also. So I have prepared the architecture diagram for this, how it works. Um, okay, so it says, right, resolving cookbooks. अच्छा, ये मजा, back. Sorry guys. So if you look at this, it says first resolving cookbook for run list Apache. So it knows the node has run list Apache. It's synchronizing the cookbooks, right? So when it's synchronized, it gets the cookbook Apache version 010. Now it compiled it. The compilation means going through it if it's a syntax mistake and all those things. Converting three resources. So we have defined three resources. Now it's converting it one by one. So first resource, let's say apt package Apache to action install. So it install this version. So installing will enable and start it. So it says up to date. Now template, it says the same thing, template and all those things, changing of mode, blah blah blah, a lot of things. It does everything, right? And running handler, it's completed. Chef left client finish, 2 out of 4 resource updated, right? Now let me go and see whether everything worked fine or not. So this is my IP of my cloud, right? I'll go ahead and I'll use this and let's see if it works or not. Okay, so it says default Ubuntu Apache page. It is not showing my, so I think the
Copied file. It's
yeah.
missing.
So if I go where www, okay, html, sorry, html, and then here. Okay, I think I need to add the HTML here. Okay, yes. So see, I have put wrong index.html. I should be writing index. The path should be where www html index.html, right? But if I go back, if I see my index.html, it's been updated hello world, right? I can copy this index.html, index.html to html.
Mhm,
Oh,
mhm.
sorry. Okay. And now if I see, I see hello world, right? So this is what it is. A lot of things happened background. Now this is what we have implemented the same thing, same what we have done yesterday with the help of Chef Solo. We have done in client server architecture. So you got the difference, right? So knife command. So earlier we created all the directories, everything manually, but this time we have let knife manage all those things for us, right? So knife gives very nice utility. It has lot of other options or a lot of other commands which help us to automate a lot of things. Now I would like to show you the architecture, right? I think Anup will be more interested in this. Let me show you the architecture. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so this is the architecture I have. One minute, just before that, are you interested in this so that I'll go ahead? Otherwise, I'll skip this part.
No, 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 I am very interested in this.
Okay. Um, Okay, so let's dissect when you run chef client, right? When you run the chef client, what exactly happens background, right?
Yes.
So I'll just, okay. So this is what happens. First, when you run chef client, right? When you run chef client over here, it builds the node. I mean, it builds all the information about the node and collect the information, right? PAM key, API key, and all those things. It gathers the information so that it can connect to the server, right? So that stage is called as build node. After that, it connects to the server and authenticate itself, right? So it connects to the server through API call and it passes the PAM file and other information and it authenticates itself. Hey, this is my PAM key and this is all those things, just authenticate me. Now server will send handshake signal and authenticate the node, and after that node will sync the cookbooks, right? So node will say, hey, give me my cookbooks, like whatever is needed for me according to my run list, because the node has already sent the communication. So when node send its information to chef no sorry server node, okay, this is the day 3 node. Okay, day 3 node has a run list recipe Apache. Okay, so let me give him a recipe Apache, because this what, so this is all done by server, right? Because build doesn't know what its run list are, because run list we have uploaded to chef server, everything. Remember, everything updated in the chef server, nowhere else. So chef server has this no run list. So run list has a recipe Apache, so it gives all the recipes to Node. So that step is called as syncing the cookbook, right? So Node will sync all the cookbooks. Now Node gets all the cookbook, everything related information. Now it loads the cookbook, right? Loads the cookbook means it's a compilation, right? Remember, you see the compilation phase, right? So it
Yeah.
compiles the cookbooks, and after that it converge it. You see, in 1 minute, in this.
Okay, SAF is our own compiler, no?
Yeah. Chef is its own compiler. So its compiler is not like C or Java compiler, right? It reads the
Yes,
syntax and
yes.
understand. So it's its own compiler, whatever it does, right? So the next, right? Remember, it says synchronization cookbook. Before that, we don't get any log for that because it runs on a background like authentication, build node, all those things. It runs background. From syncing of cookbook, we get over here. So sync cookbook, load cookbook, converge. So here, syncing cookbook, load cookbook, and then converge cookbooks, right? Converge recipe. So it's converting the resources. After that, it's whether it's success or not. So this is all converging, right? This is all converging. Now, once it converges, it says whether success or fail. So if it's success, it sends a node.save handler to chef server. And if it doesn't success, it will send the relevant exception, right? Exception kind of exception message, right? If you see in HTTP, right, there are a lot of exception message, 401, 404, 542, something like that. It has its own way of detecting. It will send those exceptions to server, and server will hold whether the cookbook was executed, and then after that you can take care of notification, right? If it saves, if it's success, send a notification that the chef syncing has been successful. If it failed, you may have want to send a fail message to some different team which can handle why it failed and all those things. So this is what exactly runs in background. Okay, and there is one more three. This is what source collection. Okay, this is all the other things, right? So we'll do some attributes also, right? We'll take care of attributes also a little bit so that we can work on all those attributes and things. So let me go ahead, and here we are. Sorry, I'll just I'll do one thing. Right, chef repo, right? Now I'll go to cookbooks Apache. Remember, we have attributes directory here. It is empty, so directory has already been created by knife. It's empty, that's a different point, but the default attributes, default directories have been created. Now let's create some attribute file, right? vidfau. Okay, let me copy the attributes again from there. Slash where chef cookbook at oh, sorry, Apache.
Recipes.
No, over there. Oh, sorry. I have moved it. Remember, while explaining it to okay, while explaining to Anup, I have moved it. I removed it. So after that, I didn't set up. Okay, fine. So I'll create
Okay, okay, fine.
default of RB, no problem. Small thing, right? So I am adding attribute default Apache greeting. Before that, I will use okay. That's all, right? And now I'm going to change my template, right? I'm going to change my template to use those things. Um, no dot, right? and I'll use one more thing for internal also. One more things, right? So here you see, can you recall these two lines? What is the first line and what is the second line? Can you just recall? Anup, Nagesh, anyone of you?
Yes.
Yeah. So what was the first line? What was the second line?
In the first line, it is saying that Apache means node is the name Apache,
Uh-huh.
and greeting means it's a JSON file, na?
Yeah. No, no. No. What I was looking for, right? The first is coming from where, and second is coming from where. These are the attributes, right? The first attribute,
Hmm.
Apache greeting, is coming from where, and from where
Second,
hostname attribute is coming.
second attribute will given by Ohio,
Great.
and first will given by Apache.
Exactly. Yeah, not Apache. Our in
Yes.
templates.erb file, right? Yeah, our
Yes. Yes.
template
Yes.
file. Great.
Yes. Yes.
Great. So we have added our index.html.erb, right? Now I'm going to, okay. Now what I need to do now? Any guess?
Upload.
Exactly. Now I have changed my cookbook, right? I've changed my
Yes.
cookbook. Now I need to upload this cookbook back to Chef server, right? I will change one more thing. CD recipe. Right. Now I'll go back to cookbook. I'll knife upload up. Oh, again. Uh, slash top top chef tk. Okay. So what you can see? Any doubt on this?
No.
Okay. So I'll tell you what a doubt could be here. First time when we upload cookbook upload Apache, it uploaded as a version 010. Again, it's uploaded 010 version, right? Right? That
Hmm.
means
Yes.
it's overwriting the Apache cookbook which is there in Chef server. It's overwriting the same cookbook again and again. So first Apache cookbook will be replaced by the second one, and you can't even see the first one. You cannot see
Okay.
because it's overwritten by this. Now, how to avoid this overwrite? We will come to that point. Okay, but just
Yes.
remember this is uploading the same. So this versioning system, right? Versioning system is not automated just like SVN or Git, where you again commit, it will be new revision, again commit, it will be new revision. No, it's not like that. It takes care of the version control, but this version control is the manual task, right? So I'll come to that how to change this one when it comes to the role. Okay, so this is what it is. Now if I go back to my this one, if I run chef hyphen clrent.
Okay, then if our last what was that Apache was removed file from the server, so how can we recover this file?
Okay, you mean to say the Apache cookbook, right? This version.
Yes,
No, you cannot
yes.
no, you cannot recover.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so while uploading you have to take care of whatever you are uploading. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, right? So all those things comes in the picture when we see the roles and environment. So two more things we are going to cover: roles and environment. There you will see how to handle this, right? How to
Okay.
handle this, we'll come to that. Now see, the hello world was there. So it didn't do anything, right? So it was all, this line was absolutely fine. It didn't do anything, no plus, no minus. It added two lines, hello India and hello B005, the host name. If I go back to this one, if I refresh, I should be able to see hello India, hello B005, right? So now we have seen the attributes also. Upload Apache, lot of concept and all those things, right? We have seen that. Now what next? The next part is, 1 minute. Let me close it. A lot of things open. Okay. Okay. Now roles, right? Now coming, any question till now? So we will move to the next topic. So before that, I would like to know if any question over here. So Anu, about your architecture, right? The internal, how it calls. I was trying to look at the lot of chef internals. I couldn't find how exactly it converts the DSL to Ruby. I couldn't find any document. I'll be still searching. Um, I'll update. And two more things. One more file I'm going to upload some tips and tricks or some questions about, you can say it's interview questions or any questions about this one, um, chef. So just go through it. It has kind of some cheat sheet or something like that. And apart from that, I'm going to create one more file, question and answer. Maybe after this class, you may have some questions or right. So you can write down the questions on that file. I'll try to answer your questions in that same file so that everybody else can refer. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Anything else? Okay. Now I'll move to the roles. Right. What are the roles? Roles are pretty much, it's clear with the name itself, roles. So whatever the definition of role in English, it's the same way. Let's take an example. You have web server, database server, monitoring server, right? You have, let's say, 50 web server, 20 database server, let's say 10 monitoring server. Now think in a way, you updated one Apache cookbook, right? You updated one Apache cookbook. How so now you need to let's say, or let's not, you're updating, you are creating one more cookbook, right? One more cookbook you are creating, and which has to be executed on all web servers, 50 web servers you have. So what you are going to do, you will create a cookbook just like we did in Apache, and then you want 50 nodes, on 50 nodes it has to be executed, so you have to add the run list of 50 nodes about this Apache, right? New recipe, right? 50 nodes, remember, think about that. Tomorrow again you change something, again 50 nodes, and if you miss one node, your application will screw up on that particular node, right? It's not easy. So what you do, you group them, right? You create a grouping. Role is nothing but grouping. So you group them. Hey, these 50 servers, 1 to 50 is my are my web server. Now 51 to 60 are my monitoring server, and 61 to 80 are my database server. You group them, right? And label them something. So here, instead of group and label and all those things, we call as role. Give them a role, right? So I'm not going to now say group or label or something. I am going to say role, which is equal to grouping them. So you define a role or you define a group, right? You define a role and add those roles into all web servers. So what happens, you now, if you have new cookbook to be added in a web server, so let's say you define the role of all web server host, let's say web1, database server you say db, monitoring server you say mon. Now web1 role, you add new recipe and it will be added on all web servers, right? So you don't need to go each and every web server or every server and add the run list recipe in the run list. right? You just add in that role and it will be applicable. Similar way, so tomorrow you are said, hey, load during Christmas time, Diwali time, load are too high, and we need to spin up 20 more in Apache web server. So you will start up 20 Apache web server, and then each web server you have to add separate run list, right? So it's very difficult. So what you do, you spin up 20 instance, put them in role. So whatever role has, it will be applicable on that those new servers, right? So similar way, that's why we use the role, right? So there are a lot of definition about it. Role is the way to define certain pattern and process. Each role consists of zero attributes and a run list, right? So role may have attribute, right, or may not have attribute. It may have run list initial, right? Initial, it can be zero. Anything can be zero, right? Now when the role is run against a node, the configuration details of the node are compared against the attributes of the role, blah blah. Lot of definition, right? I'll just upload this and I'll let you go through this roles and everything, right? Okay, so in broader way, what is role, right? Role enables you to encapsulate the run list and attributes required for server. Yes, that's what I said. You can encapsulate all the run list and necessary attributes in one place. Role makes it easy to configure many identical hosts without repeating each time, right? I explained that. Roles are great way to assign attributes for specific purpose. Yeah, you can assign attributes also, right? This is what it is. Now let's do hands-on. Okay, in hands-on we have only one node. That's fine. Let's have a role for one node and just handle this node run list through the role. So it doesn't matter your roles has how many servers it has. It can be one, it can be 100 also, but all will be treated in same way. So we have one server. Let's remove the run list, existing run list from there, and assign a role in that, and assign a recipe in the role, and then use it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and so create a file under roles directory, right? So roles already has a directory. Okay, 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 and so here's my chef repo, right? If I do ls, I see roles directory. So starter kit has already created roles, right? It says starter.rb. Just leave starter.rb for now. I'll come to that point later. Okay, I'll create web server.json. Vi web server.json, right? Web server.json, and I'm going to add this. I will go through it. Just give me 1 minute. I'll just paste it first and then I'll go through it. Okay, what I missed, big bracket and curly braces. Big, big bracket and curly braces, right? Okay. So I mentioned, so role, first of role. It's a, so what is the role? Exactly. Role is some data you are passing, right? It's not configuration, it's a data. Data is what, just like we added the JSON file in run list during chef solo, same way it's a data. So data about the run list, data about the nodes, data about the attributes, all those things. It's a data only, right? Data is being passed through the roles. It's not a configuration, it's a data. So data will be in JSON format. So here is the JSON format, right? First, what is our node name? Node name is web server. So name space colon double quotes web server. Okay. Now default attribute could be empty, right? As I said, but let's let's do something, instead of greeting, I'll say greeting training Apache greeting, which we are going to use. 1 minute. It's the same we have used, right? Okay, no, it's India. Okay, so earlier the attribute Apache and greeting, what we have used, India, right? Now this time I'm using the same attribute. I'm changing the attribute value to training, and let's see how we manipulate the same attribute here. Okay, so it's a JSON format. Default attribute is a tag. Under that, we have created one more tag Apache. Under that, we have created one more tag greeting, and the value of greeting is training. Okay, so it's pretty much flat. This one, a JSON format. Now, Second attribute is our run list, right? So run list. Okay, run list is a array, right? You can define multiple run lists, right? We let's say let's say I have Apache, I have other cookbooks also, so I can keep on adding other cookbooks in that array. Remember, I talked about array for the JSON. So big bracket
Yes.
is the array. So it says run list recipe Apache. So we are done with our JSON formatting for role. So this
Okay.
is our role. Our
Okay.
role is, sorry.
I want to ask a question.
Uh-huh.
There web server is the name of you are saying of a node. Am I right?
Sorry.
There is mentioned name web server. It is the
Uh,
name of node
no, 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 no.
or
Name of
yes,
role. Name of the group.
name of yes. That's why. That's why I'm asking name of group
Yeah,
of
exactly.
nodes.
So
Yes.
here in this data, we are only defining a role. We have not defined here which this one host comes under this role. We have not defined. So every configuration is its own, and after configuring, then you can link them. Okay, so
Yes.
right now
Yes.
it's about a role. This role particular is web server role. This web server role has attribute Apache greeting training, and the run list for this role. Okay, now we are not defining run list for the host. We are no,
Yes.
we are only defining run list for the web server, right? Now whoever is
Okay.
part of web server, this all these values will be applicable for that node, right? So run list Apache. I have saved it. Okay, now next, let's look at the component of the role. Okay, role must have a name, right? Remember, we have our node name. Name is very important. Without name you cannot have any role, right? Role must have name. Now role can have description. So I have not written any description, right? You can have description colon, this is a role for all web server or Apache server where this has to be executed, just like commenting, right? You can have description for this particular to somebody else to understand. That's fine. Okay, role may have run list. Remember, it may have run list, it may or may not have. Okay, it can start with a zero run list, but right now we have added the run list. Role may set node attribute, right? So we are setting the node attribute. Again, role may set a node attribute, may or may not. You may just start a role with name web server. That's all. You can start any role with just a one. Guys, 1 minute, please. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Uh, so it may or may not have attribute, right? So it can start with just a simple name also, but we have a lot of information in it. Okay, so what is the next? Now, what is the next? We have to upload the role also in the Apache, sorry, Chef server, right? It has to know what all the nodes, what is a web server, sorry, what is like, roles and all those things you have, right? So we will upload the role into our Chef server. Let's upload it. I'm going to copy paste the same command. So what we'll do, we'll just see the role and then we'll finish it because I think you guys also have to go. And then again we start from tomorrow. Knife role from file webserver.json, right? So I'll just come out. Knife role, okay. So again, what mistake I have done, because it's not JSON, it's a JSON. So A is redundant, JSON.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, it's a web server. It should be web server. A lot of typo mistake. Okay, so updated role web server, right? Now we have added role web server. Okay, what is so let's look at the bits and pieces. We have role, right? Role has run list and everything. Everything we have our node which has its own run list, Apache. We have Apache cookbook uploaded. Every bits and pieces are there, but they are not connected with role, right? Now let's see what our day 3 has. So this is a command through which you can see the information about your node, right? It will knife node show. So it's you are telling knife, hey, show me the node day 3, information about day 3. So it goes, it says node name day 3, environment something, FQDN, IP, and it says, see, it said run list recipe Apache. So it directly saying run list Apache because we remember yesterday itself we have added, sorry, not yesterday, today we have added recipe Apache while client server configuration, right? Roles, it says empty because we haven't assigned any role. Recipes, Apache is a default, platform, Ubuntu 1404, blah, blah, blah. So all information you have got. Okay, so it doesn't have role anything, right? Now let's remove the recipe Apache from the run list and then we will replace with web server, right? So let's see, let's remove the, okay, now remove day 3. Now we are saying knife node run list remove day 3. Now from node day 3 remove the run list. Okay. Oh shit, sorry. uh 1 minute up, I forgot to give the Apache recipe Apache. I didn't copy this. So yeah guys, what I'm, okay, so what I'm trying to do here, so I always my preference would be I always type the commands in the PPT itself so that you further down the line when you go ahead you can directly take the steps from PPT. So I'm just going to, okay, it's 1 minute, huh? I'll just something alignment problem. Okay, right? So it removed it. Now if I see no node show day 3, right? Okay, 1 minute, sorry, I did typo mistake because it's an Apache. Remember I was talking about Apache. I did a typo mistake over there. Okay, so it says empty, right? It now day 3 run list has nothing. Earlier it was a recipe Apache, it has nothing. Let's see what node showed day 3. Okay, run list is empty, role is empty, right? Now it has nothing. If I run chef client, it will run nothing. Now I want to add the role inside that. right? Let's see how to add the role, right? So this is the command. Okay, 1 minute.
Node,
Yeah,
node 3.
right. So I'm saying
Yes.
knife node run list add day3 role web server. Okay. Okay. Now it says node day3 run list role web server. If I see how is the node day3, okay, it says run list role web server. Why it's saying run list? Why it's not saying role? Because this is the information in the server. This information is coming from the server. Right now we have not executed any role on the client, right? So client, the node is not executed under this, so it's just a configuration we are adding. So that's why server could understand the configuration of run list, not from the role. It will understand when you exactly run the chef client over there, then only it will understand, right? I'll show you. Just remember, we have run list role web server. We don't have under anything in under role. We will see soon. We will see.
Line command.
Yeah, I'll show you the difference, right? Now I'll just maximize it. Okay, now we'll go and run chef client on our node. This is a chef client. uh, this is our node chef, right? Chef client. Okay. Something actually I just mentioned the Apache, right? That's why. The following rules are required by client, but 1 minute. I did some typo mistake somewhere. Let me see. Uh, roles web server. Yeah, see, I did typo mistake. It should be Apache, right? Now I'll have to again upload the. Okay, I'm uploading it again. Okay, node has been uploaded. Right, so I uploaded the correct one now. Now if I run chef client here, let's see. Okay, so it executed.
Okay.
So if you look at closely, right, it removed the hello India, right? Both were Apache greeting. Remember, both were Apache greeting, and so this time it has replaced by hello greeting. So in a role web server, we have replaced our hello India with hello training, right? Hello training where it was in web server attributes. So now uh, when I was talking about attributes, attributes can be set on multiple places. Can be set on your attribute. It can be set on your roles, environment, lot of places. Now we are seeing. First, we have seen how to set attributes in attributes, right? Attribute directory, the basic one. Now we are setting up attributes in role itself. Now let me go back and see what it says. Right? It says hello training, right? So this is what the role means. If you want to go look, okay, um, if you want to go look and here node show day3, right? It will show you now. Remember, roles web server. Now this time it says web server because now it has executed over there. So after the execution only, it will get the information, and then it will show, okay, this has role web server, right? Recipes, Apache, and all those things. It has everything. So this is what it shows.
Okay,
Okay,
I have one more question.
sure, go ahead.
In the recipe field, we are seeing that Apache, comma Apache. It means when we uploaded two time of
No,
Apache
no, no, no,
9.
no, no. It's not that two times. No, it's not that two times. Even so, two times is nothing related to here, because first time what we uploaded first
Yes,
time, second time when we uploaded, it's override that, right? It overrode that,
exactly.
right? So this format, see, this format is not coming from there. It's just a format, right? Apache default. It's just a format to show the recipe. Nothing related to
Means
the version.
means if I will do anything, then it will be double showing here, है ना?
Sorry. It
If
will still
we
be
are using,
Apache, comma Apache.
yes, yes. Okay, okay, okay.
So it's just a way of representing recipes, nothing related to. So earlier also it was showing Apache default. Still it's showing Apache default. Even after removing Apache run list and then adding through web server, it's still showing it. So that's a different part. It's okay.
Okay, okay. Thanks.
Okay. So I think it's getting late for Anup, right? Anup or Nagesh? Sorry, I got confused
Nagesh.
who needs to go to office. Sorry about that confusion. So we'll end over here. Okay, and I'll upload all the details, everything to same G drive. Please go through it, do some exercise in the roles. If you find any problem tomorrow, we'll come little early. So tomorrow it will not be a lengthy class. So tomorrow we will see the environment, right? That will be the last session, and in that environment we will see how to change the versioning of the recipe, right? So different environments will use different versions of Apache. So I'll cover that. I'll not talk about it right now. So tomorrow I'll cover environment, and that will be our last class. And after that I'll keep uploading the document, and I'll set up one document question and answer. You can keep asking question over there. Okay. So any questions so far?
Uh, till now, no. I
Okay.
will ask you later.
Sure. So tomorrow, do practice today. Tomorrow, come up with questions. So tomorrow, the environment session will be like half an hour session. It's not big, just like we completed role in half an hour, and so it's a small session. Uh, Before that, we can take question and answer. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. Bye. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Good night.
Take
Whatever.
care. Bye.